The movie Kantara is a type of providential cultural film that upholds the culture of Karnataka society of India. It's an amazing film of 2022. Here total recaps is with you to explain the overview of the movie Kantara. The story of the movie starts in 1847. There was a king of southern part of Karnataka of India. Everyone of the kingdom respect him so much. The king had everything but he was not happy. Even he could not sleep properly for thinking about the reason of his unhappiness. He had gone to many temples to meet saints but didn't get any solution. One day a saint said him to go alone for a tour to find his happiness. He met many famous saints but didn't find his expected result. Then he went a forest. There he heard a terrible sound, but it seems like someone was calling him. When the king followed the sound, he saw a stone. He put down his weapon before the stone. Finally, the king got his happiness to see the stone, so he decided to take the stone with him. At the time, the people of the place came and said to the king that, "Take whatever you want, but please don't take the stone of our godhead." At the time, their godhead entered in one of their body and said that, "If you want to take me with you, then who will protect the villagers? You can take me in one condition, that you have to give the land to the villager till there where my sound will be heard." Being agree with the condition, the king took the stone with him. From then, he led his life in happiness. After that, the story goes ahead in 1970. Here you have to know the culture of the coastal region of Karnataka. The people here believe in Godhead through some specific things like supernatural spirit who protect them. They have to properly worship on it, otherwise it will be harmful for them. So they properly worship on their Godhead through a event, and it possesses one of the worshipper who perform the character by dancing, which called Bhotakola. The performer usually perform it in the same generation. Okay, let's back to the movie. In 1970, here we see the worship event by dancing that called Bhotakola dance. There was performing Shiva's father. Shiva is the main character of the movie. There also appeared one of their king's generation. He don't trust their godhead. He demands to get back their property that the king gave to the villagers. He wanted to go to the court for that. At the time, their godhead entered in the performer's body and said that if you want to back your property, you will get it, but you will lose your happiness in generation, and it will be harmful for you. Then Shiva's father, the performer, went to the forest and became invisible. Nobody ever see him after the day. Then the story shifted in 1990. Here we see Shiva has grown up and participated in a buffalo race. He won the race, but the authority announced the prize for the landlord performer. Shiva got anger for that, so he started fighting with them and took his winning prize. Shiva usually cut trees and also hunt the beasts from the forest with his friends. For his job, the landlord gives him some money or make him drinking. In this way, Shiva's life was going well. But the new forest inspector Murli goes against him. As he was the forest protector officer, he tried to stop Shiva from illegal work like cutting trees, hunting beasts, and so on. The inspector didn't believe in their cultural system, so he tried to stop their Bhotakola event. As a result, Shiva and the inspector became enemy for each other. Shiva most often saw the dream about his father's invisibility sin and also dreamed about their godhead. Sometimes when Shiva went for hunting, he saw a large pig that was not normal like other animals, and it was decorated with ornaments, but coming closer the pig disappeared. In the next, we see Shiva fall in love with Leela, who had taken the forest police training from the city. Shiva helped her to get the forest police job by talking with the landlord. Next day, the forest inspector Murli came to the village with his team and declared to remove those property which built in the government reserved area. Then Shiva came there and tried to protest against the police, but the inspector captured him and restricted the government area of the village with Shudakar's help. For this, the villagers were so nervous and also badly treated Leela because she joined the police, although that was the first day of her job. So next, the landlord called the villagers to solve the problem, but he used the opportunity and took their fingerprints on their property papers by a lawyer. Most of the villagers were not educated, so they gave their fingerprints blindly to trust the landlord. Then Shiva started cutting trees and hunting pigs more and more to irritate the forest police. The police were also trying to capture him. Shiva's relationship with the landlord was so oil because he helps him to do some illegal affairs. That's why the landlord behaves well with him. One night Shiva along with his friends were cutting a big tree, but Sudhakar called the police secretly and shared their location. The police reached the forest as soon as possible, but when they reached, the big tree has fallen on their car and all of them were injured. For that, Shiva and his friends got involved in attempt to murder case. That's why they hide themselves in the forest. The police were looking for them, so Shiva had to come to the village secretly. But one day when Shiva came to meet Leela, the police caught him and his friends and locked them in the prison. At the night, Guruva called the landlord and said him to protect them. The landlord said that he will do something about that. On the other hand, the situation became too critical. The police were still trying to declare the forest as a government reserved area. One day, the landlord was going somewhere by his car. He found Guruva in his way, so he took him in his car. After some time, the landlord stopped his car in front of a field which belongs to him. He offered Guruva 5 acres land in a condition that when he will perform Bhutakola, he has to say the villagers to back all his property to him. Here the landlord came with his real face. When Guruva denied his proposal, the landlord killed him. Then he dropped his body to their village where the Bhutakola event held on. On the other hand, the forest inspector came to know that the landlord had taken all the property from the villagers and now he became the legal owner of the village. So the inspector decided to help the villagers. Here we came to know that the inspector was a good guy and he was just doing his duty by protecting the forest. After that, the villagers sent the news to Shiva of his brother Guruva's death. Hearing that, Shiva became emotional. On the other hand, landlord understood that the police inspector might be go against him, so he made a plan. He freed Shiva from the prison and said to him that the police inspector killed his brother Guruva. Hearing that, Shiva became so angry and prepared his knife to kill him. At the time, an old man came to him and said that he saw Guruva with landlord that day when they found his dead body. That means landlord killed Guruva. Although Shiva was drunk, he understood all the thing, and he also confirmed when the landlord's people, including Sudhakar, tried to kill him. Shiva was powerful, that's why they couldn't win to fight with him. Then Shiva went to landlord's home and threatened him for killing his brother. After that, when Shiva was coming back to home with his bike, he saw their godhead in which he had fallen down from his bike. Then he went to the forest with a flyer. There again he saw the ornament decorated pig. He started following the pig and reached the place where his father was invisible. There he heard the godhead sound. Then Shiva went to their village and said to the villagers that landlord killed Guruva. The police inspector was also there and he was trying to make the villagers understand that if they declare the village as a reserved forest area, then the land would be the government property and the landlord won't be able to rule the land anymore. But the villagers can stay there to request government by applying in the court. On the other hand, the landlord came to the village with many guns to fight against the villagers. He attacked on them and here we see the most enormous fight between the landlord and the villagers. The police was also with the villagers. In this fight, many people of both sides had died. The landlord was enjoying the fight, sitting in a chair, and he was also killing people with his gun. At a time, Sudhakar went against him, so he killed Sudhakar also. After that, Shiva came to landlord in fighting. A powerful man of landlord started fighting with him. After some time, Shiva became too quiet, as if he died. Then the landlord declared himself as winner of the fight. At the moment, Shiva got up and his face was not normal like before. Then everyone understood that Godhead entered in his body and Shiva was possessed by it. Then he fought with the landlord's people and killed them one by one. Finally, he killed the landlord and before killing him, he said the landlord that he did many sins which was not forgivable, so he had to die. After that, the story goes ahead a few days later. Here we see Shiva was performing in the Bhutakula event and Leela was pregnant, which was Shiva's spouse. On the other hand, the responsibility of the villagers was given to the forest inspector. Then we see Shiva went away to the forest like his father, and there also his father godhead come. Then they both greeted each other and became invisible. After the day, no one saw Shiva, which refers that Shiva was really dead in that fighting day, but their godhead gave him this extra lifetime to complete his duty. In the next scene of the movie, we see that Shiva's friend was telling to his child about Shiva's history and also said that he has to perform the Bhutakula event according to their genesis. Here the movie Kantara ended. The movie plot was truly awesome and the actors also acted from their perspective, which seems to me quite natural. I expect all of you get an wonder explanation of the movie. If you want more from us, please like the video and subscribe our channel.